We're going to take a look at some great defensive plays the Minnesota Twins made in this game today. But while those are playing, I want to let you know that Wichita came in today, the final day of the regular season, needing a win and some help to qualify for the playoffs. We're going to take a look at that game in a little bit here. Also, Cedar Rapids started Game 1 of their Midwest League Championship Series. Huge game, obviously, there, so we'll be taking a look at those, so stick around. But all that great defense was in support of Sonny Gray. Run prevention on point for the Minnesota Twins today. Getting all that great defense. Sonny Gray also was tremendous. 7 shutout innings. He has lowered his ERA to 2.84. He's also up to 174 innings pitched in the season, his most since 2019. And he is 5 outs away from surpassing his most innings pitched since 2015. So Sonny Gray with a career year this season. Look at that line, just clean. Awesome pitching performance today. Edouard Julien delivered the big blow, an opposite field 3-run home run in the 5th inning for the Twins. Just sort of the prototypical Edouard Julien home run there. He's so good at going oppo. It's funny, he was in the Arizona Fall League home run derby, and he was the only guy like going opposite field in a home run derby. That's how much his power goes that way. Polanco also homered, so the Twins win 4-0. All their runs come on home runs. They take this series 3-1 at Chicago. The magic number is down to 6. And even though they scored all the runs on homers, it's not as if this was an all-or-nothing situation here. They only struck out 7 times, which is very low for the Twins these days. So making a lot of contact. Edouard Julien played first base. He started at first base in this one as well. Good to see him getting some work in there. Wichita, again, huge game. Final game of the regular season. They had a chance to make the playoffs if they won this one. 3-run homer they gave up in the top of the second, but Ramon Borrego, their manager, and Pat Winkle, the catcher, as well as the pitcher, everybody's like, I don't know. If you look right above the foul pole, a little bit to the left, you can see where the ball is. So it goes over the foul pole. Always tough to say. They called it a homer. It stayed a homer after the umpires talked about it a little bit. The Wichita crowd wasn't having it, though. But the Wind Surge enter the bottom of the 9th inning down 6-0. It's looking dire here. But Alex Isola gets an RBI double. Jake Rucker gets an RBI double. And they're kind of back in business here all of a sudden. The vibes are flowing. They're getting a comeback rolling. Tanner Schobel appears to hit a fly out here, but the center fielder lost it in the sun. So they get away with one there. And this almost starts to feel like, oh boy, this is just going to happen. And Schobel ain't going to apologize for anything. He's taking that, baby. Ben Ross also with an RBI hit. So Wichita scores 4 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Willie Joe Gary puts this one in play, but they end up getting the force out at home for the second out. And then Will Holland, who started this inning by getting on base, just gets under this one, puts it way up there. They put it away this time, did not lose it in the sun. The Wind Surge lose. Their season is over. They do not qualify for the playoffs after a great second half for them. But since their season is over, I want to call out my hitter of the year for Wichita's Joyner Fajardo, and my pitcher of the year for them is Pierson Ohl. Joyner Fajardo is a guy the Twins picked up as a minor league free agent from Pittsburgh. Here you're seeing Wichita, everybody who played more than 100 games for them. And Fajardo stole 50 bases this season and hit .305 with a .375 on-base percentage and a .446 slugging. Alex Isola really considered him as well. Kind of a toss-up, but I went with Fajardo. Pierson Ohl, this was a team that really struggled to find pitching, and Pierson Ohl, after being promoted from Cedar Rapids, was incredible. A 2.69 ERA. He ranked 3rd among all pitchers in AA with 80 or more innings in that ERA. And he actually led that sample in WHIP. So we're moving over to Cedar Rapids. Again, this is Game 1 of the championship series. They fall down 6-3. 6-3 in the 5th inning on the road. But Emmanuel Rodriguez crushes this home run to center field over that big wall, too. And he's gassing up the boys. He's saying, let's go. When he comes around here, he's trying to get everybody fired up. They're only down... they're within striking distance at this point. It's 4-6, kind of getting him back in. The bullpen does a great job holding. Jose Salas crushes another home run out of the stadium there for Jose Salas. And he's also trying to gas up the boys. He's saying, let's go. The vibes were great for the Colonels, even though they were losing in this game. You could tell they never really got down. They were getting fired up. And again, the bullpen was key. John Stankiewicz, who had a great year, has the bases loaded and 1 out. Tough. With Cedar Rapids still trailing, he gets a strikeout on a beautiful changeup and then gets out of the jam clean by getting a pop-out to end the inning. So John Stankiewicz was huge in his couple innings he threw for Cedar Rapids. Again, they maintained a 1-run deficit until the top of the 9th inning, 1 out. Last chance here, Carson McCusker up with 2 men on, homer, crushes a hanging breaking ball. This is a guy they signed out of Indy Ball. He had 17 homers before signing. He had 7 with Fort Myers, 7 with Cedar Rapids, and this one here gives him 32 home runs on the season. This guy's like 8 feet tall, too. Huge power. And then for good measure, Emmanuel Rodriguez hits a laser beam out for his 2nd home run of the game. Huge game for Erod, and he's fired up. This is a guy who kind of has some flair when he catches a routine fly ball. So you know he was going to have a good time rounding the bases here with giving his team a huge lead in the top of the 9th inning. What a comeback. And then in the bottom of the 9th, they had a good cushion, but for good measure, McCusker also makes a tremendous catch in the outfield up against the wall. And Cedar Rapids closes it out. They win Game 1 of the Midwest League Championship Series. This is only a 3-game series. They're going back home now, so they're off tomorrow. The next 2 games will be in Cedar Rapids, and the Colonels only need to win 1. And I guess Cedar Rapids hasn't won a Midwest League title since the mid-'90s. So this is a big deal for them. The Saints were in action tonight. Brooks Lee had a 2-hit game, They lost 1-0 though. There you see, Isola had another great game. Emmanuel Rodriguez with that 2-homer game. Just incredible. Here are the starting pitchers from this evening. David Festa started again for the Saints, very short start. And the Cedar Rapids overcame a very poor start from Christian McLeod as well. So a really impressive comeback. That team is special. That team has been really a blast to watch. Here are the results from this evening. Twins win, Colonels win. Again, now the Wind Surge have joined the Muscles in the season being over. So thanks for checking this one out. Really appreciate it. Thanks to all the channel members here, the premium members. We'll talk again soon.